I always thought it's some ugly car, but then this car is perfectly designed. Reminds me of the Porsche taillights. Car key feels like I have a fidget spinner in my pocket. A 2K display. This is probably better than the monitor we're using at work. Meet the 2026 Chery Tiggo 9, valued at 110,000 dirhams. Today we're going to deep dive and figure out whether this car is Chery's top-notch blend of tech, presence and power. Let's start off with the front of the car. Here's a fun fact for you. The design philosophy behind the car and the front grille is the howl of the tiger and the golden ratio. So this car is perfectly designed. Let's talk about the grille. It has diamond cut grills. Here, there's like a cut just in the center, but everything else is blacked out. It's pretty cool if you're asking me. Like we said, we got the big Chery logo, which I think this lights up, potentially, probably not. Here we have a nice design on the headlights. It has some sort of pattern on it. 3 LED lights, basically for the headlights. And then the main one, it is as well LED high performance. We have the 20-inch rims. We have a little bit of a black trim along the bottom side of the car and that area over here. Regardless, like we said, this car's design is all in a golden ratio. From the millimeter, this makes a difference in the car. Going here, we have some sort of pattern. And then we have the basic taillights, which reminds me of the Porsche taillights. The first time I've heard or even seen this car on the road, I was not the biggest fan. I always thought it's some ugly car, and you know, whatever. But then I came here and now I'm looking at it up close. It's a beautiful car, it's well designed, it has its nice features. I'm gonna need you guys to make sure you like and subscribe before we even go further. All the cars nowadays have this flush in, I think that's what they call these, where we just have to swipe and open and then we get in. And this car has like a theme song when you get in, which is quite funny if you're asking me. Hold up, like you guys actually have to listen to this because it's kind of funny. So usually it would make some nice music and theme song, but I don't know, I think it got bored of me. But so let's hop in, guys. So let's step inside the Chery Tiggo 9. So before we get into the actual interior, let's talk about the key. In Chinese cars, they've been going absurd with some designs for the keys. Like the Jetour, it feels like I have a fidget spinner in my pocket. But finally, this car key feels very premium. Let's experience all the features that this car has. So first things first, let's talk about the trimmings. We have some kind of material here. I have no idea what this material is. This has also a wooden feel to it. And it's the same material on the side of the door is also on the dashboard of the car. Let's move forward. Here we have the steering wheel, which has a flat bottom, like very angled and whatever, just flat bottom circular wheel. Two-toned as well with the interior colors. And you have a couple of your buttons here, which actually has haptic feel. Looking at the digital cluster here, it has your very basic information, which also can be edited to your comfort. It just has a 3D model of the car and of course your RPM. And right behind the wheel, we actually have a Mercedes feel of your gear. This is where you can switch your gears, go into park, reverse, neutral, whatever it may be. It gives you more free space here. Let's talk about this before we go into the screen. Here we have a wireless charging, which has 50 watts. You have your AC units just right in front of it. Down here, we have 2 cup holders, typical space, nice design to it. Then you have also your mode switch. This is where you could switch modes. Currently, we have 3 modes in the Tiggo 9. It's the Eco, Normal, and Sport. Other than that, when you look here, we have the hazard lights with the AC settings. We move forward, we have just enough storage space with an AC vent. So it's not a fridge, but it will keep your water cooled. Here we have a 15.3-inch center console screen, which kind of reminds me of the Tesla. When you swipe down, it gives you all the easy, quick access controls that you may use, such as auto hold, drive modes, your parking radars. Also, this is a 2K display. Not bad, you know, this is probably better than the monitor we're using at work. But anyways, look at the design of these seats. It's beautiful. Very nice, very well designed. And to be fair, it's extremely comfortable. And these seats do have heated and ventilated seats, and some options you'll have that also in the passenger. Not the ventilated, but the heated. One honorable mention is also the speakers. These speakers are Sony speakers. Here's also a fun fact. This car is very safe due to it uses high strength and safety structure. Around 80% of that is high strength steel and 20% of that is hot formed steel. So meaning very strong and powerful chassis. Jump straight into the back and let's speak about the first thing that comes to mind, which is the space. So currently this seat is adjusted to exactly how I was sitting before and how I was comfortable in the front. With that being said, I have a tiny bit of leg room left. Head space, plenty, more than enough, but I'm assuming the person in the middle will not have space. Good thing is about also this car is the person that's sitting to your right behind the passenger seat can actually adjust his seat and where he'd like this chair to go. Let's speak about the center here. We have AC units. It's just a plus and a minus for AC. Let's talk about the center compartment here that comes out the chair. Honestly, I really like this glossy finish. Press here, you have two cup holders like usual. You open here, you have tiny space that probably will not fit anything. That's a bit useless in my opinion. Let's go find out if we actually have space in the back or not. So the way we could enter here is just through this latch right here. Right, so now we're in the back seats, which realistically is probably meant for no one. Like my legs have to be wide open to sit in the back. I have no headspace at all. Whoever's sitting here is getting tortured, unless they're a kid. Right, so currently we are in the car and we're gonna take this bad boy on a test drive. So far, you know, going just through these small little roads, just on a straight line, car feels very smooth, very responsive. This car has a 2-liter, 4-cylinder, pushing around 260 horsepower. And that's all you need in a city drive. But I really like it, you know, it's quite smooth. It feels like we are in 2026. Steering wheel extremely responsive, but nevertheless responsive. Same goes with the throttle. Also worthy to mention that this car does have electric motors. If not in this model, definitely in other models of the Tiggo 9. By the way they name their cars kind of reminds me of like Apple. This one you have the Chery Tiggo 9 Pro Max. Their naming is quite funny, but other than that, still very cool. So with the features that this car does have, I am sweating. Give me 1 second. So now we are using the feature of ventilated seats because the window's open and we're in Dubai and it's hot. Let's talk about some driving features. It has the usual. I feel like nowadays every single car has adaptive cruise control, you know, and lane assist and so on. One thing that this car may have, adaptive suspensions, meaning that it will in real time adapt the suspensions depending on the road or the speed bumps that come ahead, so it will make your ride very smooth. Let's talk about Chery for a little bit. I was very interested in Chery early on. Let's say around 6 months back, I was thinking of getting the Chery I car. And that kind of reminds me of like the mini G-Wagon, fully electric, looks very sleek. And you know, they've done a good job with the Tiggo 9, with also the Tiggo 7. So I'm assuming also with their iCar, they're doing very well. Chery is a very well reputable company in China, especially since it is also the mother company of Jetour. Let's take a pause real quick on this conversation and look at the screen, because when you turn your steering wheel to the right, it automatically gives you a 3D model of your surroundings. Let's talk about the pickup. It's very responsive, very nice. It's basically like, you know, for the price you're paying, 110,000, you're getting all of these nice, really up-to-date features in a car. What else do you need? And a lot of them would be scared about how, you know, it's not safe or because it's Chinese, blah, blah, blah. But literally we just spoke about the materials being used for this car, and it's really the 5-star in safety. So what more reassurance do you need? One other unique feature that it does have, but not in this model, it has a camera on the steering wheel, which will detect whether you're awake or you're asleep. Alright guys, so that will be the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. So make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Other than that, comment down below what is your favorite feature in this car and what car you would like to see next.